Thank you for joining us this evening. Tonight we have an exclusive interview with a former Boeing investigator turned whistleblower. Roy Irvin worked on the 787 Dreamliner here in South Carolina.
Our senior investigative reporter Ann Emerson is back to tell you Roy's story after traveling to his home state far away from the Carolinas and far away from Boeing.
Roy Irvin is speaking publicly on camera for the first time, not because he wants to bring Boeing down, but because Roy says there are great people at the company who love building airplanes as much as he did. People who want to see Boeing succeed. Roy says that can only happen if safety comes first. Roy worked alongside another whistleblower, John Barnett, who died after coming forward to voice major concerns about quality and safety. Roy is on a mission to finish what Barnett started.
What is it about it that you love about flying?
I just love airplanes. I like the way they operate, and I'm a mechanical guy anyway. The airplane has to go through.
Roy Irvin found his calling at Boeing, South Carolina in 2009. He was an investigator and helped make sure that those brand new $250 million 787 Dreamliners were ready to take off. And he knew what was at stake.
Not only are there 300 people on some of those airplanes, but each one of those people have loved ones at home, mothers, fathers, children, that anything would affect.
To protect those families, he filed ethics complaints.
I've been a whistleblower my entire time at Boeing. It just didn't really get any ears until recently.
Roy says there was too much focus on the bottom line, not safety.
When you would see a problem, what happened?
When I would see a problem and then we would try to pursue corrective action, at times my quality leadership would discourage us and would tell us not to write or pursue corrective actions.
What did you think when that happened?
I pushed back almost every time. I was told directly by a senior quality leader not to pursue a corrective action after I'd already agreed to do one.
So you knew you were right?
I knew I was right, yeah.
Roy says problems on the 787s were ignored, canceled, or became other issues.
Is the term gaslighting appropriate?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that was, and that's a common practice at the Boeing company, yes.
Burned out, Roy left in 2020. He now lives 2 hours from the closest airport.
I knew I would miss it. I knew it would be probably difficult, but I just needed a breath of fresh air.
But he didn't give up. Roy's former colleague turned whistleblower, John Barnett, was blazing a trail, standing up to Boeing, and Roy was ready to stand with him.
He was a lighthouse for the whistleblower activity. He was probably the first, one of the pioneers, I'd say.
It was the beginning of March, and Barnett was in the middle of giving his deposition. There was intense pressure. Roy had just given his deposition in John Barnett's lawsuit when he learned his friend was dead. According to police, John shot himself in Charleston on the last day of depositions. And just because he died doesn't mean the lawsuit fell apart. Lawyers say Barnett has every file and email to back up his claims.
Is Boeing too big to fail?
I don't know. I've heard that before, but I think they need some serious regulatory intervention.
Working for you, Ann Emerson, News 4.
And Boeing just released a statement about Roy Irvin's claims. They said since he left in 2020, there have been changes. They provided this quote. It says, Boeing takes very seriously any allegation of improper work or unethical behavior. We continuously encourage employees to report concerns as our priority is to ensure the safety of our airplanes and the flying public. And we will take any necessary action to ensure our airplanes meet regulatory requirements. Boeing employees can anonymously report concerns through our Speak Up portal or directly to the FAA.